Hi friends, today I am going to explain the topic about software. So in that, generally a software is a collection of programs. In that, software is a two types: system software, application software. So first, coming to the system software, in that system software is nothing but it provide interaction with the computer. It provide interaction between user and a computer. Nothing but, for example, if you take, already you all are know about that operating system. So without operating system we can't interact with the system. Okay, next, coming to the application program. So by using system software we have to running the application program. So compulsory we require software. Without system software we can't run the application programs. For example, ms word, worksheets, whatever it is, these are the application softwares. Okay, next, how the system software perform the particular functions. In that, it receiving and interpreting the user commands, entering and editing application programs, and storing them as files in the secondary storage. So what is the functions of the system software means, whatever the command we have to give to the computer, it receives and interprets is nothing but it divides. Okay, it identifies each and every word and each and every line. So in that manner it divides user commands, entering and editing application programs and storing them as a files in the secondary storage. So entering and editing application programs and storing them as a files means, after that it stores that application program into a secondary storage. After that secondary storage, it transfers these files to the main memory, and that there we have to process the whatever the result we want. After that it provides a result. Okay, this is the general way. For example, if you take one program like addition program, so if we have to write addition program code, then the operating system takes that code and stores interprets that code and stores that code in a secondary memory. After that it transfers the secondary memory to the main memory and process, then we get the result, that is addition. Okay, in that manner we have to do that. Okay, in system software it creates activation for interacting purpose. For interacting purpose it creates action. It enables the devices. Okay, so in that in that we have to require a linker, loader, languages. So for writing a code compulsory we require language. So after that we have to load that program. So for loading purpose compulsory we require loader. So after that we have to require a connection. So for connection compulsory we require linker. So discuss about that clearly. First one is language. So we have different three languages: high level language, assembly language, machine language. So for coming to the high level language, so in that language with the highest level of abstraction are called high level language. So in that high level language, it's a high level language, nothing but so whatever the code we have to write, that is a high level language. So it is a platform independent. Why we call here platform independent means, in that platform independent generally first whatever the program we have to write in one language or one processor, whatever we have to use the same program in another processor, another another operating system also. There is no need to change. So this is called platform code. So platform independent means it does not depend on we have to create a code for particular platform only, not only this platform. So we have to create a program for general purpose. Okay, so wherever we want we use that program. Okay, that's why high level language is a platform independent. Okay, so why we call this as platform independent? We have to write this program as in generalized manner. Okay, after that, assembly language. So in that assembly language, this is also a similar high level language, but it is a platform dependent, nothing but for a particular processor, particular code only. Okay, we can't use the same code to another processor while when we write that code in assembly language. So are you able to understand? So what I am saying is, if you write any program or any code in assembly language, that is used for that processor only or that operating system only. Okay, that's why we have to call this assembly language as a platform dependent. Okay, next coming to the machine level language. So this is the machine level language. This is the computer understandable language. Okay, a high level language, assembly language is human understandable language, but if you want to interact to system, compulsory computer understandable language compulsory required. So that language is called as a machine level language. Okay, so machine level language, in that the values are like binary values. Okay, so binary values is nothing but 0 and 1. Okay, so we have to if you seen or not, I don't know, but if you when in your while learning in C language, compulsory you have to create a particular folder. So in that, after we have, for executing a program, we have two ways: compilation as well as running. So after compilation a program, it provides some errors. After rectifying the errors, we required some .exe file. So that .exe file is called as a machine level language. That .exe file contains the machine level code, whatever the code that is understandable by the computer. Okay, so that .exe file we have to connect with the header files. For example, if you want to run a square root in your program, so if you have square root program, compulsory math.h compulsory. So for linking purpose we use linker. Okay, so linker we will discuss later. First, this is the languages. Coming to the translators. So coming to the translators, compulsory we require a translator, because for example, if you take some person is there, he does not know, he knows only English language. Okay, but other person, for if two persons are there, for communicating purpose they require one language. But here problem is that one person knows English, one person knows Telugu, but in between we provide a communication. So for that purpose, compulsory we have to provide a translator. That's why in the same manner, computer and a user, we have to create interaction between user and computer compulsory. So for connection purpose, compulsory communication required. So communication, they don't know. Computer knows about only the machine language and user knows about high level language, assembly language. So compulsory translator required. For that purpose we have to provide a translator. So translator is a high level language, a program written in high level language is called a source code. So to convert the source code, compulsory translators are required. Okay, source code is nothing but whatever the code we have to written, that is called a source code. Okay, so translators, we have role of translator is translating the high level language program input to the equivalent machine level language. Okay, so we have different types of translators. First one is compiler. So in this compiler, it sends a source program. After that, it shows some errors. After recovering errors, we get the target program, nothing but .exe files. Okay, in the same manner, assembler also. So assembler also, it takes a assembly language code and it provides machine languages. Okay, Next, coming to the loader. So after that we have to load. Load is nothing but for storing. Okay, this is the responsible of the operating system. Okay, in the computer, a loader is a part of operating system that is responsible for the loading programs and libraries. It is the one of the essential stages in the process of starting, and it places programs into the memory and prepares them for execution. Okay, so dot executable files, .exe files. So for loading this .exe files, compulsory loader is required. After that we have to linker required. So already we discussed, linker is nothing but for create linking, for creation of linking. Okay, nothing but after completion or assembling process, object code is generated. The linker links the object code with the required object or library files. Library files are nothing but header files only. Whatever the code you have to write in the include math.h, studio.h, these are the libraries. We have to connect these libraries. Compulsory linker is required. Okay, this is the software topic.